question is the House do now adjourn. I call the honourable member for Griffith.
Thank you, Speaker. Communities are important. They are the backbone of what we call the Australian nation. Almost 14 years ago, in one hot Brisbane summer's afternoon, a small group of community leaders and volunteers gathered at one of the oldest Meals on Wheels halls on Brisbane's south side to host the first Griffith Australia Day Awards. On this day, 15 women and men were recognised for their voluntary service to our community, some of them having served as volunteers for more than 30 years. We honoured them in front of about 50 people, taking photos, sharing stories, having a laugh over a cuppa, and of course some Anzac biscuits. Just a few weeks ago, I hosted the 14th Griffith Australia Day Awards. And on this occasion, we recognised 137 volunteers from more than 49 different community groups across Brisbane's south side. We honoured these folk in front of more than 650 people and about 1,000 Lamingtons. I began the Griffith Australia Day Awards with one objective: to honour the spirit of voluntary service in our local community. Every Australia Day you see a long list of names of people who have rendered service to the nation. That's good, that's fair, that's reasonable. But at a local community level, I think we all know as members of Parliament, there's a great group of people who received no formal recognition, hence why I've done this at the local level all these years. I wanted the first community event for the year to be one of the best events of the year, reminding us of what a fantastic local community we live in. At each and every one of the 14 Griffith Australia Day Awards ceremonies I've hosted, I've witnessed the spirit of service to the community writ large. At each of the awards, we have honoured those who have put the interests of others before themselves. Those who have done the hard yards in Meals on Wheels, in the local senior sits, in local P&Cs, swimming clubs, after-school care groups and scouts and guides, and in every sporting and community organisation under the sun. It's an impressive list to read. People like Brian and Barbara Daly. For over 40 years, Barbara and Brian have been involved in the local St Vincent de Paul Society. Almost 10 years ago, they established the Casserole Bank, which involves organising local people to cook and freeze casseroles to provide ready-cooked meals to those in crisis situations or suffering illness or bereavement. Good practical work. They've also been involved in establishing and running the local ambulance committee. Barbara has been active in adult literacy programs, and Brian has also assisted with various employment and training programs. These are rock-solid local folks. It's people like Mari Dwyer. Mari has volunteered for most of her life and has dedicated years to helping others through her work with local community organisations, including the Cannon Hill Community Association, Cannon Hill Scout Group, Legacy Care and the War Widows Social Group. Mari continues to make a difference as a Justice of the Peace, and by supporting patients in the dementia ward at Greenslopes Hospital. It's people also like Dr. Rachel Field. Rachel has been a tireless and dedicated volunteer with the Women's Legal Service for over 12 years. She has been unwavering in her commitment to enhancing access to justice for women in Queensland who experience domestic violence. Rachel has served as President of the service for 10 years and has showed incredible initiative and compassion in all that she does. It's also people like Laszlo Toggle. Laszlo has been a valuable and friendly member of the Balmoral Uniting Community Care Centre for the past several years. Despite having been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis over 28 years ago, this hasn't prevented Laszlo from dedicating his time to helping others. He was a popular member of the Friday afternoon movie and lunch group, a terrific initiative that provided free and social entertainment for people with a disability. Laszlo's efforts as head barbecue chef have also been much appreciated. He's an active volunteer with the Friday Friendly Group, helping frail-aged and isolated local residents enjoy some fun social activities in what otherwise is a difficult life of isolation. Let's not forget Brisbane's Mud Army, who helped our community recover back after the 2011 floods. One of my proudest days as a local member was to have put out the call for volunteers that day when we started the clean-up, and by the end of that day, having picked up more than 250 local volunteers, organised through my office to pick up gloves and equipment and head out to a total stranger's house to help. To each of these terrific volunteers, I say thank you. Thank you for your talents, thank you for your energy. You've offered a hand of friendship and support to those most in need. You're the unsung heroes of Brisbane's South Side. Dave Newsom, Jufrida Guifrida, Fred Corlett, Rhonda Jackson, Thomas Searles, John Godfrey, Beryl Allen, Clive Harm, Don Hay, Peter Ferguson, Dennis Fouth, Raymond Ferguson, Philip Partis, Helen Hasty, Norman Love, Bernice Finlayson, Leslie Foxley, Keith Walker, Clement John Franklin, Elizabeth Carrigan, and many others, all heroes of our local community.
Yeah.